Hi guys, just a quick look here at the Tecsun BCL receiver, the S8800, S-8800. So we're on Shannon Volmit here. So we're on Shannon Volmit. I'll just give you a quick example of the audio. It's 5505 kilohertz upper sideband. And a couple of things. 4,800 feet. Temperature 17. Dew point 8. QNH 1004. A couple of things to notice there. A couple of things to note on the radio. On AM, it's really good. A great receiver on AM, it really is. On FM, it's great again. Brilliant for like general listening, music, speech, programs, stuff like that. Excellent. But a couple of things, if you think you're going to buy this radio, as I did, and target sideband reception on the amateur bands, well, obviously there's not much on today. There was this morning, but it's disappeared, which means I can't give you an example. I can't find anything on, so I've had to go to Shannon Volmit here to sort of demonstrate the things, the radio shortfalls on sideband. So this doesn't actually sound that bad, and I've noticed the longer you leave it, the more the AGC responds to the signal and sort of, I don't know if it adjusts itself internally or sort of catches up, but once you're listening to a signal, it actually gets better. At the start, when you first type a signal in, it's got speech there. It will be a bit choppy, a bit clippy at the start. Of it will sort of start chopping and clipping away the AGC, or pumping away, as sometimes it's referred to on the speech. And you will hear it, and it's not very nice, not very pleasant. It's a bit sharp sounding. But then if you listen to a signal like this, it's constant. There, you can just hear it there actually. Sometimes if they speak more, the AGC catches up, but in between sentences, in between words, if somebody's speaking, if there's more than a couple of second gap, a couple of 1/2 second gap, more than that, it does start getting a bit sharp, which can be annoying. It's not major, it's sometimes unnoticeable, but sometimes you just catch it where it'll be there. Just see if I can give you an example. There. Dublin, net report. Dublin at 14000. Just sometimes the AGC won't catch up, and then it will. Especially on CW, if you're listening to CW, then it sometimes, once it's caught up with the signal and decided what it wants to do, my guess is it's got a sort of an automatic AGC which adjusts itself to the conditions, and sometimes it's not so good, and then it will catch up. So you will get a bit of choppiness on the AGC from time to time on sideband and CW. It actually receives CW really well. I can't, as I say, there's no signals to show you, but it does receive CW really well, very nicely. But it's got the issue where it's clipping. It's a little bit choppy, a little bit clippy. I don't know the word to describe it exactly. It's a little bit annoying. It loses a bit of fidelity, but then it'll correct itself. And if you listen to it long enough, the AGC will get to a point where it's not so annoying, where it's actually quite unnoticeable. But at first, when you tune into some CW or sideband signals, that's not bad at all now. It's not bad at all, really. We're on the standard whip, which is about, I'd say it's just over a metre. If I had to guess, I haven't got the exact dimensions. But yeah, that's it really. For the audio side of things, it can be a bit choppy, that's all. And sometimes the AGC sorts itself out, and sometimes it won't, depending on the strength of the signal. So that's something to keep in mind. It's not the smoothest reception on sideband. This is a constant signal. I've been tuning to it for a few minutes, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. You know, it's not the best I've heard, but bear in mind it's not made for sideband reception. It is made for it, but it's not focused on that. It's not focused on that audience. It's just sort of an extra, and it doesn't do badly at all. As I say, it's not something you'd buy specifically for sideband listening, certainly not. But it's something to have sideband as an extra. It's not bad. It's not a bad little bolt on. Okay, another thing to notice. The noise reduction, if you hold 6 down, there, doesn't really do that much. Yeah, I suppose it just takes, the noise reduction, the best way I can describe the noise reduction is it will take away some of the hiss, but as well it will take away some of the clarity. You know, as well as some of the hiss, it will take away some of the clarity. Only slight hiss and only slight clarity it'll take away. A couple of more things to mention on sideband is the signal meter. There doesn't seem to want to go. It sort of starts at 3 or 4 and then goes up to 5. That's it. That's your sort of, you know, that's your sort of. That's what it does. It sort of starts at 3 or 4, depending on the signal, and then it goes up to 5. That's it. So it won't give you sort of, you know, it won't drop below. Sort of, there you go. If I switch the aerials there, even if I switch the aerial off and the switch on the side to local, it will only go down to 3. And then when I switch it all back and it goes up to 4 as a starting point, depending on what band you're on. It only goes down to 3, which is odd. On FM it does go down to nothing, but most of the time it's not very accurate. I suppose it's not much of a. It's only an indicator. I've seen better. I've seen better on Tecsun radios, to be honest. But I suppose, like I said, it's only an indicator. Other things for the to note on sideband, I suppose the bandwidth as well. Let's get back on that frequency again. Okay, another thing to mention is that this is actually slightly off frequency, but you know, hey, what else is new on these sort of receivers? That it'll be, you know, a few kilohertz, sorry, off frequency. It's not the end of the world. It's corrected. You can correct it, so it doesn't really matter. You can calibrate it as well. I'm not going to go into that now, but apparently you can calibrate it, but I'm not going to. I did try and I failed, so I left it on just calibrating it, just tuning it in myself. Okay, another thing to mention is one of the important things for some people who think, great, I've got loads of bandwidth, is you haven't, because as you can see there, I think 4's missing. You've definitely got 0.5 kilohertz. You've got 1.2. You've got 2.3. You've got 3. I would say it's 3.2. If I had to guess, I would say it's 3.2-ish. That's pretty standard. And they probably just left it on for a firmware update in the future or something. But I don't know why they've done that, left it on there as an option. All the AM ones work. You know, all the AM ones work. But the sideband filters basically top out at 3.2, I'm guessing, but they're certainly not a 3 and a 4. Okay, guys, that's just a quick rant about the sideband reception on the Tecsun S8800. Thanks for watching.